I didn't get to, I was listening to your podcast and I just was listening to the beginning of that guy that had the worst 2020, Sammy Obey. What happened to his 2020?
Holy shit, Bert. First of all, I want you to come on my podcast.
I would love to. I would love to.
Would love to have you on there. So Sammy Obeyed. Sammy's this sweet guy. So people that don't know, my podcast is called Back to School with Maz Jobrani. And the whole concept came because my son and daughter would ask me questions that I didn't know the answer for. So I said, instead of Googling it, I'm going to bring on experts and we'll learn from them. Now, it's become basically an excuse for me to talk to people with interesting stories. So I've had people on like Michael Cohen, who was Donald Trump's fixer, all the way to a guy who helped land the rover on Mars, to a woman who is a cave diver. She goes under glaciers.
Oh, I just bought her book.
It's amazing.
I just bought her book, yeah.
Have her on your show. Her story, the book is crazy. Her story's crazy. But so Sammy is a fellow stand-up comedian, and Sammy is of Palestinian descent, but he's American. And here's what's crazy is I have done Zoom shows with Sammy all through the pandemic. He and I both went to UC Berkeley, so we've done shows for incoming freshmen at UC Berkeley for the past 3 or 4 years. He's this smart, handsome, put together dude. I'm on his mailing list on email, and one day he sends out an email and he's like, I got MS, muscular multiple sclerosis in 2020. And I'm like, what? I start reading it. And basically the gist of it is he started having these pains and this weird shit. And like, he would like open a door and like his shoulder would crack and he couldn't figure out what's going on. And then he emails his doctor to set up an appointment, doesn't hear back from them and starts calling them. They're not responding, and then gets in touch with them 4 months later. And they're like, oh, that guy has disappeared. We don't know where he went. He's like, what? So then he finds a doctor on Google that's in his insurance because he has Obamacare, and she's got 1 star on Google. And then she sends him to go get tested, and it comes back that you might have MS. And he's like, what? So she's basically telling him he's got this disease that might kill him. And then it falls on him to go and do further research to find out it wasn't MS, but it was something else. In the meantime, he finds out that his father is cheating on his mother. And I mean, it's the craziest story. As he told me, I go, this is a movie of what happened to you. And in the middle of all that, he thinks he got coronavirus. So it's like, I mean, it's the craziest story ever.
I gotta listen to that podcast. I started listening to it the other day on the treadmill, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then I was like, I'll just talk to Maz about it.
It is crazy. It's one of those things that we're like, I'll tell you, like under my COVID, like I'll tell you, as soon as COVID hit, our dryer stopped working. So my wife would send me out to public laundromats to dry the clothes. And every time I would lean into the dryers to get the clothes, my forehead would hit. I'm like, oh fuck, I got COVID head. So that happened. And then we got there was a mouse loose in our house and the exterminator couldn't catch him. So finally he gave me this thing. It was like the jaws of death. And he's like, you set it up, you catch him. I caught the fucking thing at like 3 a.m, but he wasn't fully dead. He was running around my house with his head in the thing. I mean, I thought I had a crazy 2020. Like it just our refrigerator stopped working. The house was falling apart. When I heard Sammy's story, I go, dude,
nothing compared to that.